Who's talking smack in here?
Hopefully we tame these animals this week.
Guys, we're on frickin' Smack Talk. Let's
What's
Episode 3.
round of applause for Smack Talk.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
That was on Trent.
No way, dude. You don't know when this is coming out. We could be using this as episode 60.
Hey.
You never know.
Well, this is the week of the draft. Well,
Anyways,
let's go.
what's topic one?
But
Dude,
Let's see what's going on in the NFL right now. So
Sexy Dexy to the
Dexy to the Bengals, yeah, for what?
The 10th
Pick
overall
swap?
pick.
Yeah, it was for a pick straight
They
up.
basically just drafted Sexy Dexy.
Yeah,
at 10th
which
overall.
is not an easy thing to do.
do you think it's a good fit? Do you think it's what the Bengals need?
The Bengals
he's not going to
suck.
fit
It's the
anyway.
Bengals.
But
Nobody's going to fit on the Bengals D line. You see Trey Hendrickson?
He got the fuck out of there.
he was what? Like, wasn't he almost the sack leader or the sack leader for the majority of the season? And then they just shipped him off to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to pay Max Scribes because he's too injury prone.
I'm very curious about like what's going on with the Giants going. I mean,
They're in
like,
cap hell.
I mean, well, but they're also apparently there's been conversation about Kayvon Thibodeau like leaving, like and
Really?
that there's been calls
Yeah.
and like inquiring and people talking.
What's
about
going
it,
on with teams in New York right now?
But you would
First the
think-
Jets.
Man,
would-
just Jets.
I mean, you would think that it would be if it wasn't something that they were entertaining, you would think it'd just get shut down quick. But it's
What's Harbaugh doing to the locker room?
well
Dylan.
practicing in full pads every
he
practice.
would be out there in full pads.
Come on, Kayvon! Come on, Kayvon!
Well, that's what they were. That's what. Well, who was it on the Ravens? Was it Zay Flowers that spoke up and said he thinks that's why they had a lot of injury problems is because Harbaugh had them out there practicing in full pads like constantly.
I believe it.
This is high school ball still. So
He's an old school man.
He sounds like the coach that hates the athletic trainer at every single institution. You just gonna let that athletic trainer run your life? You gonna let him run your life? Tell you what to do?
rattle that kicker. I know it's practice, but hit him.
Just smoke his ass. We don't need him.
That's why Justin Tucker is where he is now.
Yeah, John Harbaugh's into full
Come to
contact.
find out,
you know
Justin
what I'm
Tucker
saying?
really needed those massages. Ugh.
Full contact, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, the one thing I am like excited about Sexy Dexy is to see him in some of those horizontal stripes. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna look big.
That was big.
Bigger than he did in that Giants horizontal stripe.
Oh, that was.
He looked like like a washing machine, dude. Freaking,
Hey.
that's a kitchen appliance. That's not a
Wait, hold on. What happened to Christian Wilkins after he got cut from the Raiders? Is he on a squad or is he
I
just
think
floating around?
He's just.
I think you know what he's up to. Just not
Yeah.
in anybody's locker room anymore.
He was a locker room liability.
I thought he was is he not on the Raiders still anymore?
No, dude,
No,
he's a free
Got
agent.
his ass out of there.
Free
Yeah.
agent, bro. I don't even got to look it
What
up.
was it for?
He was
didn't
doing
like-
nasty
He
things.
was like kiss somebody on the cheek or something.
Yeah, dude, he was doing stuff that
And
I
then when
joke
he's supposed to
about,
do
but you're not
rehab
supposed
on
to
his like
actually do
knee
it.
or whatever, he's like over there doing dance moves on TikTok. He was doing some crazy
Oh,
stuff.
his mic'd up clips are hilarious.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No.
Chiefs need to go get him.
Shout out the Chiefs, dude.
Big
Paul
up the
just
Chiefs.
thinks the Chiefs are getting everything.
The
Because
Chiefs
the
are
Chiefs,
the
they're
first
going
5
to get the
picks.
4th pick and
Oh,
the
they-
6th pick and the 29th pick.
It's happening.
Nobody's letting
Okay.
the Chiefs do that, bro.
I'm
If it
gonna
was the
be-
Jets, I could see.
I'm going to be very honest. There is a world where the Chiefs give up the 29th pick and maybe like a Chris Jones-esque player, something like that. And then the Cardinals are like, sure, we want somebody to mentor Walter Nolan.
Brett Veach and gang are going to shock
Walter
the
Nolan's
world.
already good.
You're going to see.
Well, it's his second year, this upcoming year.
Brett Veach and gang are going to shock the world. It's going to be just similar to the Bills. They're gonna hang the carrot over them and tease them a little bit and make them fall for it. Cardinals are going to give it up for something for next year, and then
I hope
Chiefs are
so.
going to go get the 4th. They're going to get the 6th, and they're going to have the 29th. In the
That would
first
be
round.
really funny.
Well,
That would be really
Two
funny.
defensive players in the first round, and Mr. Tate will be
I'll
on
put
our team.
100 on it that the Chiefs are not going to pick 3 times in the first round.
They will.
I'll put 100 on it.
Dude,
Who's that?
we called it last week. AJ Brown and the Patriots.
Yeah, Jay Brown too.
We called it.
Indeed.
Indeed.
We called it. Diana is
Well, I mean-
also going to get a divorce with her husband, for sure.
Also
dude.
called that one. Check
Shout out AJ Brown and divorce.
Yeah, man.
Round of applause for divorce. And yep, that's a big man she was with though. The old Vrabel, dude.
That's a whole lot of man.
Dude, that man has microwaves for forearms, dude. That's a big man.
That man has microwaves for forearms.
Joel, 2026.
Let's go. Quote of the century right there.
Oh.
Joel Circus.
Dude, that's the human hot link right there, dude. Freaking Mike Vrabel, that's a big man, dude. He's red in the face and everything, dude.
Shout out old
I
Big
bet he
Trent.
gets after it,
Big
dude.
Trent
Trent Williams,
Another
yeah,
contract.
re-signing,
Oh.
yeah, and he re-signed for like what? Wasn't it like 150 mil?
It's something like
Yeah,
that.
What?
Yeah,
They gave him a multi-year deal?
Yes,
He got the bag,
he got like
man.
a
Trent
3
Williams, what is he, like 47?
36.
First,
He's like 36, 37.
I thought he was 39.
No.
first comment I saw in on a Facebook post was I guess cap space isn't real.
Yeah.
Cap space isn't real.
Yeah, especially if you live in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's like, but only if you're the 49ers.
Cap
Oh.
space.
Only the Niners or the Rams, dude. You can do anything you want to with cap space. In other words, it's going under the no.
Apparently, that is how the contract is set up. That it's putting it all way down the road. Like it's the way they structured it and stuff.
It's
so.
like that.
The
It's like
show
that
was
guy
on the
that,
contract.
no, it's like the guy that he signed with the. It was like the Athletics or something, and then he retired the next year.
Kyler Murray.
Maybe.
Well, no, it was like in the 80s or the 90s, and now they have
He's
to pay him
still
like
getting paid like $1
yes,
million.
yeah, they have to pay him like $1 million a year.
It's like March 3rd or whatever.
Yeah,
You
it's
just-
something like that. He just gets paid $1 million a year for no
Oh
reason.
yeah.
Dude, they might have like a snapback for their cap space because they can like adjust the cap space. The space in the
It's
cap.
space in their cap.
Yeah.
Get it? You guys say.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Dude, do you want to get a quick little check-in on the NHL and NBA playoffs?
The Stars freaking lost by a
Yeah.
lot and I didn't like it.
Stars got their asses kicked. That was rough.
The Stars got dipped in chocolate.
Yeah.
Like
We'll see.
It was like a
Pringles,
dick
no.
bone.
I know
You see the
this
Pringles
episode
trends.
won't come out until Thursday, but Stars play tonight. We'll see how they do. See if they can bounce back. I think they will.
It's
The
gonna be
game.
wild.
I mean, this year alone, I mean, they've had some like sloppy episodes. Like even the game that we were at in Vegas, like the first period, they were like super sloppy, and then all of a sudden it was like they got it together and put it together.
Probably should
You
get
know?
2026.
But yeah, no, I think the Stars should win this series. I mean, bounce back.
They're only gonna win if they wear those
Freaking-
neon green and
Yeah.
black jerseys.
The neon
Those
green.
look
believe-
horrible. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Give me that darker green for sure with the
Can't-
gold.
Can't believe
No.
I heard Trump was sending out Tampa Bay Lightning to Iran to be on the front line since they lost to the Canadians. And
Dude,
Yeah.
imagine if we
OT.
started fighting with like lightning, dude.
Dude, we get total
Lightning
lightning. It's over.
this guy.
Skadoosh,
Uh,
skadoosh,
But yeah,
skadoosh.
overtime game, Canadians beating Lightning was kind of wild. But the wild game yesterday
Was it wild?
Yeah.
was well, I guess you should say Sunday since this thing coming out till Thursday. But the wild game on Sunday was the Sabres game. That was wild. I mean, literally with seven something minutes left, freaking Sabres are down 2-0. Haven't looked like they had anything going. Didn't even look like they had a chance in hell. Swayman was looking like he was going to be MVP of the league. I mean, the way he was blocking goals, and then literally Sabres sneak one by, make it 2-1, and the rest is history. 7 minutes later, Sabres win 4-2.
They call that 7 minutes in heaven, folks.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
On the NBA side of things, Bron turned the clock back. Bron's hooping on the Rockets.
Dude.
Haiti has no chance. Bron, yeah, he's doing it
Hey.
until they run into the Celtics. C team's winning. Anyway, no.
C teams ain't making that
Yeah.
list.
The C team is making it out the East. We just got Jason Tatum back. Jaylen Brown was in MVP contention
Fraud.
before Jason Tatum came back. We got Derek White and the Derek Brown. I don't know his name. Look exactly like Derek White, no beard.
But dude, yeah. Shout out Luke Kennard going 5 for 5.
Yeah.
Game 1,
3.
Lakers Rockets. It's crazy.
The Thunder stomped the Suns.
Dylan
That
Brooks,
was awesome to watch.
Dylan Brooks said, "We're gonna come out there and steal game 1." The only thing he stole was a towel off the bench.
and a good face plant to Chet.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
You know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If the Thunder try to do a money grab and take it to Game 5, they're absolute idiots. They need to like get 4 in, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Because
Get that
someone's
red.
gonna end up hurt if they don't. Because Dylan Brooks, I mean, this dude's just
he can smack
They
some.
need to start giving him 5 fouls, dude.
Just be
He
like,
literally-
you're
you
on thin ice, big dog.
you
Come
see
out
it in
here."
slow mo. Like he literally looks at Chet and then goes like, it's like
The only
Jesus.
Dylan
Yeah.
Brooks
Dude,
clip
we
I'm
were
ever
talking about
gonna-
full contact.
The only Dylan Brooks clip I'm ever gonna like remember whenever anybody says Dylan Brooks is Braun trying to post him up. You know what I'm talking about?
Thanks, so.
And he's bouncing back.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man.
Let's see.
Ever since that day, Dylan Brooks was a changed man.
Ever since that day, ever
Freaking-
since the Braun back down.
Hey, shout out PB No J.
PB has a J.
Upsetting the Pistons, game 1.
Yeah, PB with a J, only in the playoffs apparently.
No,
Call him an Uncrustable.
Uncrustable. Honestly, first round's gonna be kind of boring outside of maybe like the Nuggets Wolves. That one will probably go to 7.
Yeah.
You said it's
I
gonna
got
be boring,
Nuggets,
bro,
though.
and you were talking about an 8 seed beating a 1 seed in game 1. That's
I think
exciting
that's-
as heck.
That game,
I'm pretty sure
I'm saying like as an overview, it's gonna be pretty fair, but obviously the first game's insane.
Yeah.
Shout out, Braun.
After
Pistons probably taking
after all the
Yeah.
game ones
Gentlemen's
out of the
sweep.
way, who do you think's gonna win it all? I mean, clearly he thinks Celtics gonna win.
Yeah, it's Celtics.
but
It's not.
but
I mean, they looked all right versus the
I
76ers.
think we're going back to back. I think
Thunder?
we're going back to back, boy.
What, like first 2
Back to
minutes?
back.
It was.
what do you think about? Do you think Wemby can hold on to that kind of performance?
No.
I mean, he lit it
No.
up, but that he's got to do that every freaking night.
Yeah, he has to play more than 20 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Who is first
Like,
playing?
Trailblazers.
Oh,
They won 111-98. So I mean, an
They-
average game.
the human body is not meant to look like a skyscraper, dude.
I do think longevity is going to get him.
Dude, it ain't. He's gonna have a good 6 years, and then he's gonna be.
Talk about
Soon,
West, come down to Western
you
Conference
later,
Finals.
joints.
Have Alex Caruso on your ass.
soon he'll be
That'd
in.
be so bad.
Soon he'll be in the crowd wearing the shirt.
Hey,
Well,
They're making such a big deal about that with
I
Tim
think-
Duncan. Like even Tim Duncan wore the shirt. You got to wear the shirt. The legends are wearing it. You got to wear it. I'm telling you right now, if I go to a playoff game, I will not wear the shirt.
He said, I
I'm
will
in the
never.
crowd. I will wear the most oddball. I'll figure out what they're got in the stands, and I'm gonna wear something else just to.
He said they're wearing white. I'm wearing black.
I'm wearing a Black Thunder shirt. You gonna see me on TV.
No, it won't be Thunder.
He said,
I can't fake the fandom. I hope they do well, but I'm not like sleeping. My pillow's not a Thunder pillow like Tatum's.
Dude, come on. I told you that in secrecy. Come on.
I told you that in confidence. God.
Dude, what is up with Tim Duncan going from looking like a pastor to like?
He
He
is
looks
dread
like-
now. He got locks.
Yeah, he's like a Rastafari.
Yeah,
dude.
I was thinking. Oh,
Hey,
he's
look,
out of the media.
a couple of years of secrecy do that to a man. You seen J.
From-
Cole?
Yeah, dude.
Out there hooping in China. Shout out to Cole.
Dude, shout out those Monkey Kings.
Yeah.
The Nijing.
Yeah, the Beijing Monkey Kings,
It's
dude.
It rhymes, dude. It's got a ring to it.
He went from a pastor to Bob Marley real quick.
Pastor Marley,
Pastor.
turn in your marbles.
I know. I didn't even realize when they first showed it. I didn't realize it was Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
he did.
Like,
And then it took a second, and then there-
two tickets.
yeah, and then I
and
saw a
more
deal about even Duncan wore the shirt, and I was like, oh, that's Tim Duncan.
Whoa!
Dude, it's a bad day to be a backboard.
stuff. Old fundamentals coming back down.
It's a bad day to be a ball ready to get rebounded.
Did anybody watch the good old New Heights podcast with old Troy Aikman on it?
Ooh, no.
It was pretty interesting. I didn't watch all of it, but there was one part that very big takeaway that was pretty hysterical about when Donovan McNabb broke his leg, and at the time Troy Aikman had only been out of the league for 3 years, was doing the booth thing,
Mhm.
and apparently, like he said, it never happened before, but got close to halftime, and one of the media guys walked in and said, "Hey, I need you to call this phone number at halftime when we go to break." And he was like, "Okay, I don't know what's
This is
going on.
odd.
Like this is he calls it. It's freaking
name's
Andy.
Irv.
It's Andy Reid telling him that he needs to come out of retirement and come play for the Eagles." And he's like,
Could you imagine?
he's like, mind you, I had to step out of the stadium to do this phone call, and so Eagle fans are walking by and they're like, "Fuck the Cowboys!" He's like, and they don't, or fuck the Cowboys. He's like, they don't even know that Andy Reid's on the phone with me trying to convince me to be their quarterback. And he's like, dude, it's halftime. And he's like, call me Monday. And then he's like, I guess Monday, Andy Reid tried pitching him on why you need to come out of retirement and play for the Eagles, and he's like, needless to say, I didn't do it. And he's like, but it was just funny that literally at halftime, Andy's already trying to figure out who our next quarterback's going to be.
You have to imagine. You have to imagine Andy Reid on the other side of the phone, just
Munching.
Cheeseburger
Straight
left.
Retirement.
We need just one more time. You want one last ride?
Come on, retirement. I hear you get them deals at Five Guys.
You know, I really wish that like podcasts and stuff were around in like the 90s. I really wonder what Troy Aikman would have said on the podcasts. You remember what they were saying about Troy Aikman in the 90s?
Wildin'.
You remember what they were saying about Troy Aikman in the 90s, man?
Bro, he's got a big nose. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, you legend, Troy Aikman.
UCLA.
UCLA legend Troy
Legend,
Aikman?
Troy
Yeah,
Aikman.
that's what you meant. No.
Yeah.
Go Golden Bears. No.
Let's go, Golden Bears.
Oh. But yeah, what about spring games? Anybody have any interesting spring games? Anything to hit the media? I didn't really keep up with spring games because it's just a
I mean,
pep rally, but
yeah, it's glorified pep
It's,
rally.
Yeah.
It's still fun. I mean, I went to OU spring game over the weekend.
What happened?
Run game looks solid. Our tight ends are actually tight and ends for once. They're back to the Mark Andrews, not the Jaren Kanek. I love Jaren Kanek, but he was just not the answer at tight end. Arch Manning looked terrible. So again, big ups. Other than that, I think A&M had like a huge injury. Yeah, get out of here, both of you. These guys hating on me. Other than that, it's glorfied pep rally. I think OU will
A&M
be.
did.
Yeah, he broke his leg, had to get carted off
God dang.
during a spring game.
Hell yeah. That's why I should have made it a fall game.
Dude, yeah, it fell pretty hard.
But I mean, I like what I'm seeing. Other than that,
Is
not
there
much going on.
any front runners who's going to win the Natty next year? Or anybody that is looking promising?
I think who's going to win the national championship in the college? I think I'd probably go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Think they gonna win it all.
Dak Prescott's the truth.
He's like, here! Hey, Cowboy here! Cowboy gonna win it all! They're gonna win the championship!
They're transferred to the Big 12, boy.
I was thinking part of everybody knows that we told everybody on the live stream, our podcast, that we're going to be going to the draft this week. One of the questions that I was thinking we need to hit people with, because it sounds believable, is we need to ask some Cowboy fans, like, what do you think about this with Jerry shooting the idea around he's going to call 10% of the plays this year? And I can just see how many fans are like, are you fucking serious? Like,
I think it's crazy!
because that sounds believable with Jerry. Like,
I heard about that on the Joe Rogans. They was talking about it on the Joe Rogans, and he done said that Jerry was going to call the plays. I said, boy, you ain't calling the plays. I'm going to buy a different jersey. I'm going to buy a Giants jersey.
Ooh. Giants, they have 2 top 10 picks this year.
Ew.
They're gonna be
What
all right.
numbers?
I want to say like 6 and 10.
6 and 10?
they're going to trade him to the Chiefs for next year pick.
The Chiefs going to pick 10 times in the first round. The first 10 picks,
We are
by
the
the
first
way.
round.
they have all 32 picks in the first round. Sorry about it.
The Chiefs get everybody. Let's just chalk it up.
Sonny Styles, Chiefs. Caleb Downs,
Chiefs.
Carnell Tate,
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Ty Simpson, too. Why not?
Get the whole crowd going.
Oh,
Dude. Jeremiah.
We ready to get to the meat and potatoes of this podcast?
Let's meet. I thought I've already met you guys, but
Yeah, no, we can meet
You haven't
again.
met my potatoes. No.
we're all potatoes, dude.
but yeah, we need to let's do a mock draft of the first round.
Oh.
Let's
That
go.
would be,
Let's
that
go.
would be.
Yeah, I
see
have a
what-
controversial, so I think the Raiders are probably going to take Ty Simpson with them.
I'm the Simpson second
Bro,
before signing.
as wise man over here says, it's I do see a world.
I do see
I just see a world.
where Las Vegas Raiders are in Vegas. If you didn't know that, now you do.
Dude,
And
thanks for the ball.
the sports bookies, you know how much money the first pick is set in stone? Is it?
They're trying to freak out everybody,
Oh.
dude.
Think about how much money the Vegas could take in if they just
What about we got a new
Mendoza.
stadium?
Dude, they just
One.
Jeremiah Love first.
Jeremiah Love.
Francis Maui Noah, dude, first pick in the draft.
R. Mason Thomas going first overall.
No, I think it's set in
Wish.
stone. I think
Dude,
definitely think
Yeah, they're going
Mendoza's. But it would be crazy if they did, and then be like, Vegas rules everything, But,
What draft was it that T-Law went first overall? Somebody put like $5 million on him going first, but he only got like $100 out of it.
$5,100,000.
Dude, they're definitely picking Mendoza because then they're going to be the Las Vegas Vendovas because it's going to be B2A.
Oh,
Bell 2A.
All right, but then
Well, let's,
Fernando goes
let's
first.
kick
Who goes
this off. Yep. So we got Raiders up on the board first. So definitely going with Fernando.
Mendoza.
We're all in.
Yeah,
Fernand.
Boom.
Ferdinand.
So second pick is the Jets. Who do we think the
I
Jets?
think they're probably going to go.
They're in need of an
Everybody
edge.
says
They
Reid.
need a corner. They need a wide receiver. They need a QB.
No, they have Geno Smith. He's taking them to the promised land,
Take
Paul.
him to the promised land. They're not going to get a QB at two.
You say Reese?
Probably Reese, but, you know,
I can't say Arvell Reese because I feel like the Jets have more pressing needs than.
But with
edge
the pro day that Ruben Bain had, do you think they're in need of an edge? Do you think
yeah, but Ruben Bain had that old.
Okay,
old-
we have to
Oh,
go Jag-
yeah, he ain't going second. Yeah, after the speed.
we have to go Jaguars philosophy here. Who has longer arms? No, who has a longer wingspan?
Or we can
We're gonna have to trade
go. Or we can
ball.
go with Jerry philosophy. Who has the?
No.
He's got an 8.5 incher on it.
I bet you he has it. Jamie Foxx. Whoa!
Yeah, he's
But,
he sees the draft, like the numbers of the hand size, everything. He's like, these ain't the inches I'm looking for.
Independent study.
who do we?
So they're probably not going to take.
Well, what about Mr. David Bailey? I mean,
Ooh, I could see that, but I think if they go edge, they're going.
Yeah, they have to go Arvell Reese if they're going edge. Who's up? Well, they don't really need a line.
this is a defensive draft, so I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's a
gotta,
crazy
it's,
defensive heavy.
Let's
so
go.
I guess
Let's go
I'm gonna
Reese.
Yeah.
Let's go Reese.
Everybody
Oh.
says
Let's
Reese
go
is probably
There we
Reese.
go, Reese, and then you got Arizona Cardinals.
Spiced it up. The Cardinals at 3.
They're trading their pick.
All right,
trading
you think they're
their
trading them to, all right, trade it.
Can
to
I
the
get
Chiefs.
a consensus of they're trading?
I don't think they're going to do it, but bro, you're in
Walk
charge.
us through what are they what are the trades?
They're giving away next year's pick.
I can see the
That's
Cardinals
crazy.
trading away the third overall pick purely because they want a quarterback in this year's cycle.
But they would trade down. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to trade it for nothing this year. Like,
Like,
if they trade
it's
that
gonna be
pick,
for
they're
something
going to
this
have to get something this year. Yeah. Because it's 3, bro.
Yeah, because they're going to have to take
But-
a...
Isn't next year's potential draft going to be very QB heavy?
You just said a word
Isn't this...
that needs to be taken consideration
I'm
about.
pretty sure this is...
Potential.
Is it...
And everybody knows next year
Isn't the Cardinals coach
Chiefs are going to be
David?
pick number 32. I mean, everyone's in the consensus that Chiefs are going to be pick number 32 next year. So I think we can all agree on that.
Slide over.
Look at me.
I think the first time since 1995, the Dallas Cowboys are going to pick 32 in the next draft.
Oh. But do they
So
Or
let's
do they-
say,
Dude, trade it.
yeah, for the sake of mock draft,
Trade it. I think they're
for
trading
a late
back.
first and a player. Because I feel like they're going to try to take like a Ty Simpson-esque.
Well, I don't know how to do trade on this, so we're just going to go with we're going to cut out the Cardinal and put a Chiefs logo on it. So, but yeah, this would be the Chiefs on
So
Arizona
who would the
Cardinals.
Chiefs take at 3?
Who would they take?
Jeremiah Love.
I think they're going to take,
But they just picked up Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, they just picked up Kenneth Walker. They don't need a running back.
yeah, they're not taking Jeremiah Love. They're taking they're going to,
Carnell
in the
Tate?
first round, we're going to take 2 defensive guys and one wide receiver. So Tate is coming to the team, but do you think Tate falls back, or do you think he makes it to 6?
I think Tate falls back. Tate's not making it past the Saints. It's Kellen Moore, guys. Tate is not making it past the Saints.
The Saints have so many wide receivers.
Who?
Exactly. You don't know who they are.
Chris
but
Olave. And
They have Chris Olave. They have that 6'6" dude. They have a little 5.
They got that
tiny-
one dude.
No, he's a wide receiver.
You talking about the same guy that got rid of Shaheed?
yeah, I mean they got rid of Shaheed so that they
So they
could
do need-
freaking get a receiver.
I mean, I bet you.
What pick
I do
was
see
They're
what-
getting a receiver.
I don't know who's in the receiving core, but I know
Then
they
what
have, like,
pick?
once
What pick
again,
is? What pick is
Like,
Saints?
Saints are like 8 or 9.
So yeah,
Oh,
I think
so-
yeah.
Tate is not making it past.
So
the Saints, dude.
Sony Styles is going to the Chiefs, pick 3.
Let's call that. I like that.
Sonny Styles.
Because I would call him to the Cardinals
Oh.
anyways. Sonny Styles.
And
Okay.
then you got
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Tennessee was going to take Jeremiah Love.
Yep. I can
Yeah,
see
they
it.
need a running back.
Yep.
Yep. Jeremiah.
That's set in
Although
stone.
And it's a
Tony
pretty
Pollard.
weak.
Now the
and it's a pretty
Giants.
weak O-line
The
class.
Giants. Who are the Giants going to take?
They just trade. They'll probably take.
They're gonna need some defense. Like obviously, everybody's gonna need some defense, but
They're not going to take Ruben Bain.
Who's
But
the top
David
edge?
Bailey.
They probably take a tackle, bro.
yeah,
France-
They have 10
I
too.
mean, you got Francis up there.
Ooh, at this point, do you take?
Oh, yeah, they would take Francis Mago.
No, but they might wait till 10 because they have 10 now.
He's the top tackle in the class. He's not falling to 10. He's not making it past 8.
so you think he
Let's
goes
go
right now?
tackle there then because they have
Francis.
shit tackles.
Boom. So then you got the Cleveland Browns.
They're taking an edge.
They're going to trade their stuff away.
They're not taking an edge. They
Well,
took
But with
Beyond in
this,
the top
but look
six.
at the board though, because you have Reuben Bain and David Bailey and Caleb Downs. Who else is on here?
Okay, well, you also have to think.
Delane,
You also have to
Tate,
think of the
Safety.
The
Like,
Browns made a very controversial pick last year in Shador Sanders, and if we're predicting that,
that was in the 5th round.
Yeah, that was the 5th round. That was the first.
no, they picked 2 quarterbacks in the same draft cycle.
What was more controversial was taking that defensive tackle.
Whoa! We're not gonna diss my man,
Mason Thomas, that's his name.
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham.
Mason. You think about our Mason Thomas?
I know who you're talking
Right
about.
now.
I know who it is though.
Thomas.
He wasn't even good enough for me to remember.
He
his
got
name.
better by the end of the year.
I mean,
He did.
in a world, do you see him
There's a
taking
world.
I could see the Browns,
There's
they're,
a world.
with their history, I feel like they're going to take
Yeah,
a
here's
QB. And this
We Ty Simpson.
We can't miss all of
Let's
it.
Ty Simpson.
Do we think Ty Simpson?
Okay, so-
No, who are we going with? Dylan
Like-
Diamond? No.
I don't think he's going that high. Like, here's the thing.
Who's the
With
next
the
best
board
goal
that we have there?
Oh, Lyman?
It's Spencer Fano.
Yeah, Fano.
Spencer Fanu. Okay.
And then we also have Monroe Freeling, which I could see that one. Because he's Georgia, dude. He's a blue blood.
No, he's
We
going
could
big.
go
He'll be an
Monroe
Eagle.
Eagles.
No, 16. He'll be an Eagle.
He's got
I could see Monroe Freeling.
The
Or
Browns
an
not going
edge.
to take wide receiver this early. They never do.
Yeah, bro, exactly. With the board, I think it's got to be an edge. It has to be Bain or Bailey.
I
Or
can't
Downs.
I can't see a world where they take 2 defensive linemen in back-to-back drafts in the top 10. I can't see that.
And they
Cleveland?
Yeah, I can't. I know it's the Browns, but I feel like they'd reach for like an offensive tackle.
Well, then the
Or,
Browns,
like,
do they go
talent.
just by rhymes and they just go the Downs?
is
Browns going Downs?
Browns going
Yeah.
Downs.
No, the Browns going down.
I mean, who do they have at safety?
I think they take. I
They
think
have
they.
Brent Delpit and Ronnie Hickman.
All right, I'm putting my vote in because we're spending way too much time
Caleb
on the
Downs.
Browns. I'm going with Bailey.
Okay.
My vote's
Okay.
Bailey.
Yeah, because I don't see why he's still there. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
saying?
it's not,
So
it's
let's
not
go.
a crazy pick.
Let's
I can
go
see,
David Bailey. Whoever,
Yeah.
if they trade down, they'll probably pick
What do you
Bailey.
say, Tatum?
yeah, I'm with.
David Bailey.
Bailey?
We are spending too much time on the
Well,
Browns. Fuck the Browns.
Fuck the Browns.
Whoop.
Until it's sideways.
So it's sideways.
All right, David
All right,
Bailey.
now we got the Commandos.
Commanders going to Caleb Downs.
Yeah,
they're
Caleb
going Caleb
Downs.
Downs.
They
Think
have
so?
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
going Caleb Downs.
In the
They
last
need
2
some
years,
secondary
He's still
help.
there.
In the last 2 years,
Okay, here's the
thing.
thing. They're going Carnell Tate, bro. They're going Carnell Tate.
Think so?
Give me an argument for the other ones.
Parnell
They don't
Tate?
need corner.
I
They might take Ruben Bain.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
The Saints might take
Bro,
Ruben Bain.
Kellen Moore is an offensive head coach.
They're taking
He's going
Tate.
to stand on a soapbox and be like, offense, offense, offense.
Yeah,
and they traded Shaheed.
they're gonna-
Probably they told him,
What is-
hey, we're going to trade Shaheed, but we'll give you the first
We
pick.
can't see Spencer Fanu.
No, I think Tate. I'm with him all the way because they do need a. They need another.
You know,
They need a
saying
new
for
Michael
the
Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, the team.
And
you see what
Ohio
happened-
State wide receivers
Yeah, it's like
that
they
go
just
in the
seen what
first
happened
round.
with wide
That
receivers
is their.
out of
That
Ohio
is their new. That is their.
But they
Their
also
new
picked a
Michael
receiver
Thomas.
from Ohio State, and it's Chris Olave. No!
He's
He's fire.
It's very
He's
serviceable.
good. He just gets
Very
hit in the head
serviceable.
too many
Yeah,
times.
and he
He's
gets
just going to
injured
be on
twice a year.
ESPN tomorrow. Now let's go Tate.
Let's go Tate.
Okay, go
Hate
for
to
it.
see it. I hate to see it because
I hate to see it.
I take
Tank.
This is where I think Chiefs take Mansour.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
that's where it's at.
Yeah, because they tried
Probably
to
Monsoor
like
Delane, and then we still got Ruben Bain available.
Ruben Bain's going to
So
fall.
yeah, go
like,
Delane.
Because Ruben,
What's going on with
Ruben,
Ruben Bain? He's my-
Okay,
Ruben
so
Bain's
here's
definitely-
the Giants. Who
Let's-
did we have them pick?
we had them pick your picks. Let's see. They picked Francis Mansour.
Yes, Francis.
And-
Okay, so then they're gonna go edge here
They're gonna go Ruben Bain.
because Ruben Bain's on the board.
If Kayvon Thibodeau leaves, they definitely are going edge. But they have Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns.
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns is on that
So they're
team.
going
You can't
Ruben
forget
Bain.
about him. I don't.
Yeah, but they don't like that's too early for Thin. And Bain is the best player available.
Who's
You
on
got to
the
think
line?
of just like
Yeah, just
this is a best player
not
available.
scheme. Yeah, not scheme fit, but best
Because
player.
they're saying
They're gonna lose.
Draft class sucks. That means best player
But
available.
what if they
That's
just
what
trade
that
the pick
means.
away? Because I can see them
They
trade the
could.
pick away because there's too
They
much.
could,
edge
but
rush
why
with
would
Calvin
they
here.
trade that away? They
Because it's
traded.
Big Ten.
Yeah, but they got pick 10 for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
They would get rid of Sexy Dexy for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
They got rid of a player.
okay. They could trade back in the draft for more draft capital, like a
could.
late first and a second, right? And then somebody can move up with pick 10, and then they can take Ruben Bain because they don't have a need for an edge rusher. They have Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau until
They're
one of
going
them
to trade
leaves.
Thibodeau. Thibodeau
We don't
wants
know
out.
that yet.
Yeah, but Thibodeau wants out.
Well, everyone
Even
wants
if they
out.
My
don't.
sources are saying it.
Thibodeau,
They don't.
I did see an analyst say that Thibodeau was going to go to the Chiefs.
He like
Sources,
start. Paul.
Hey, the world!
sources, trust me, bro.
Um,
If you want to take Ruben, take
I
Ruben,
think
but
I think they.
Well,
I don't
because
know.
of what they've already taken
But-
and what's on the board.
What did I mean? I didn't really. I don't know too much on this, but I
who's
mean,
the
what
next wide receiver? after
what's their
it's
O line
McCollum.
look like? Is there did Dart run for his life a lot last year?
They have Andrew
Okay,
Thomas.
that's spicy. I kind of like Mikhail Lemon right here.
I kind of like Mikhail Lemon
what
here
about
too
Fano
because they
right
let
here?
go of a couple
They're
of
not.
wide
They're not.
receivers.
They just took Maui Noah.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, we just took Francis Mariano because of the offensive
On
line
another
issue.
pick, yeah.
I can totally see them taking Mikhail
I
Lemon.
can see Mikhail Lemon.
Yeah.
Let's do Mikhail Lemon. Let's spice it up.
Where,
I bet
there he
nobody
is.
has that. Yeah, let's do that. That makes it
Oh.
a spicy mock. Okay, that's interesting, dude. Because then, okay, who's 11?
Miami.
Oh, they're gonna go. They're probably gonna go Bane. They're probably gonna go Bane.
Yeah, because they let go of Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, they're gonna go Bane.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then that means the Cowboys are going Thieneman. 1,000%.
Thieneman
Yep.
coming your way.
Yep.
Oh.
All right. Thieneman Cowboys.
Rams.
Rams.
They're getting Fano. They'll go with Fano.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
definitely. They're gonna fill that hole.
Fano. Okay, Raven.
Raven.
They might go Freeling. Or they might hit that guard. They might hit that
Center.
guard right there.
Linderbaum's gone.
Yeah. So
Center.
they'll go with this guard and
They'll
transfer
move
him to center.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll go best guard available.
Yeah,
Move him to center.
they need a center because they let go of Tyler Linderbaum, who's like one of the top centers
Yeah,
in the league.
This
Set him
one right
with
here?
that Iowane from the old
Yeah, I
Penn
ain't
State.
trying to say that.
My
Tampa Bay
Buccaneers are on the
Bucks.
board.
Ooh, are they going tackle? Do they
I
have
mean-
receivers? They have defense. They're
don't-
probably
but-
taking that
Is
Freeling.
Eldrick Fox still on the board? We need some more defensive depth.
Let's
Well,
see what the
linebacker?
next
What's the
is.
best available quarterback?
Fuck out of here with all that noise.
What linebackers?
Ooh,
have
I
Sonny
could see
Styles
them
still up?
spicing it up with Sadiq, the tight end.
But they just drafted Brat last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Brait or whatever his name.
No, they have.
And he's looking. What's it?
They have
Yeah, they have
But
Kate
the-
Reid was from when the Tom Brady days.
Oh shit.
He said
No,
they
who-
just
there's somebody.
Was it like 2015?
No, there's
Shout out
somebody.
Anquan Bolden,
Yeah,
your
there's somebody.
favorite-
Yeah.
favorite-
No, there's somebody that they drafted. Is it on to start turning up
Yeah,
a
Kate
little
Hutton's
bit?
turning
Okay,
it
yeah,
up, so
yeah.
they're
He's
gonna go
not like
second.
amazing.
But he was starting to turn up towards the end of the
I
year.
think
Yeah, but he's been there for a
he's
few
good
years.
enough to not use a top 15 pick.
It's
Another tight end.
So
And y'all-
are they going
isn't he
tackle? Or are they
like
going
6'8"
That's the question, dude. If they don't
I
go
think
tight
they-
end, where are they going?
linebacker?
Maybe because of Levante.
Well,
David, who's
what I
available,
was going
but
to say, yeah,
Sonny
it's
Styles.
it's hard to go linebacker at 15. as a
Sonny Styles is
BPA
still up,
draft.
right?
you got CJ Allen.
What pick did old dude?
He's from Georgia, so
DP
you know he's gotta be good.
DRY last year ago? Carson Schwarzenegger?
Is
Oh, they might go Mesidor. They might go Mesidor.
ooh, Keeman Mesidor.
That's spicy.
that is a solid.
I could see that.
Think so?
I don't know.
So both.
Every player, you're like, oh, I don't know.
So
They gotta
two-
pick somebody.
So you're saying
I'm
They
saying
gotta pick somebody, dude.
we need secondary. We got Burnt.
Okay, then
Ty-
Jamad McCoy.
Boom.
Let's go Jamad McCoy then.
boom,
Out
there
of the
we go.
University of Tennessee.
The New York Jets are back on the clock.
Oh man, that's a rough one.
Who did they pick? They picked Arvell Reese. Let's go tackle. Let's go Freeling because I mean, if Freeling's there, they're probably gonna.
Who are their tackles right now? They have
Membu.
yeah, and they picked Armand Membu 6th overall last year.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure their other side of the line is pretty solid too.
You don't think they're gonna go tackle?
I don't think they're gonna go
Ooh,
tackle.
they might hit that tight end.
Oh.
They really might. They do need a lot of tight ends.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they drafted Mason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They have
Mason what's his
Mason
nuts?
Taylor. Or
Yeah,
something.
Mason Taylor. Yeah, I think that's his name
Yeah.
actually. He's pretty decent. Brees Hall's gone, right?
No,
No.
Resigned.
He's unfortunately locked in for life.
Yep.
Ooh.
Resigned. He's there.
Do we think this is a reach for
I know
Ty
everybody's.
Simpson?
I know everybody's
Yes,
worried.
by
Everybody's
far.
wondering, but they just still do have.
Ooh.
Is this a reach for Ty
Something here.
Simpson?
I love that. Sounds like so Jets.
I think it's.
So Jets.
I think he's going to be
Go
a
Ty
return.
Simpson.
I've already got to scroll to find Ty.
Oh, he's
Simpson.
right there. He's number 4.
Oh no,
Oh.
Ty Simpson.
Oh, Tyson. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Oh.
oh.
the QB.
Ah.
That's so Jets.
Yeah, but he's like,
I mean,
There he is.
There he is.
oh wow, he's like a late
That's so
first, early
Jets.
second.
Are we doing it?
I can see it. Yeah,
Lock
oh, yeah.
in.
That is so Jets.
Detroit.
Oh,
Lions.
he's gonna go and tackle. If
Caden
Freeling's there,
Proctor.
they're taking him.
Caden Proctor. Yeah.
Caden Proctor.
Okay. I mean,
He's-
but y'all are gonna
Back
let
to back
Freeling.
Bama picks.
Where's Proctor at?
Proctor's down
He's,
there.
yeah, he's the Bama guy. Wait,
Yeah, he's-
no, because he's been mocked late first.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Mid-second.
Caden Proctor.
I could see it though if they really like him. But they're going offensive line.
I think they're picking up Caden Proctor.
All right, let's go.
That's one I'm confident in.
Yeah, but
go
okay,
Proctor.
yeah, I can see
And
it.
you got Minnesota Vikings.
They could get.
They don't need O line.
They have Hawkinson. They're not going to take Sadiq.
They don't need quarterback. They don't
They
need
need-
receiver. They don't need
they
running
need-
back.
they
They
need
need
a line.
D-line.
They need. I think
They need an RB. They need a center. They need.
I don't think they need a running back.
Safety?
They picked up.
They have Aaron Jones and what's his nuts.
Yeah, they still got Jameer Gibbs, and they picked up Aaron Jones and Isaiah Pacheco. Oh,
Not
What
the
about?
Lions.
There you
no
go.
nuts.
What about Emmanuel down there? I mean, I don't know much about him, but he's Toledo and he's up there, one of their higher ranking.
Safety.
One of their higher ranking.
No, because they have that. Oh, Cam Bynum, and he's like their gadget guy, and they use him at like 5 different
And Harrison
positions.
Smith just retired.
Well, he did just retire, but they have other guys there, and I really feel like Cam Bynum is. If he's still on the Vikings, he very well could not be. But it's like Cam Bynum and that other guy that's in their safeties, or that's a safety.
What about some CJ Allen?
CJ Allen.
I don't think they're going linebacker. They have
I think they go corner or safety.
They don't have Eric
Van
Kendricks.
Ginkel,
Andrew Van Ginkel is there. You're right.
Gosh dang.
Mesidor. I could see him doing that.
Who's on their D line?
You got. Yeah, I mean, you could.
I think Mesidor at this point.
Yeah,
Mesidor, let's do it. Mesidor,
Lock it in,
on to
baby.
the Vikings. Boom.
Yep.
Then Carolina Panthers.
they go D line.
They might take that tackle.
Who's their tight end?
Bro, Monroe Freeling is not going
They
to
got
last
Sanders.
19.
Oh, no.
What about Sadiq?
They might take Sadiq. I do not think Freeling
I mean-
is lasting this long.
They have a Trimble and
Well, here's what's about to happen. Freeling is going to last that long, and he's
And
going.
the Cowboys are going to
He's
take
going to the Chiefs
Chiefs gonna beat them.
because we need one more lineman. We just need one lineman to seal up our deal.
the Panthers signed Robert Hunt an offseason ago, and they gave him like $100 million deal. So that fills up a guard spot. They have Ikem Kwanwu at left tackle. So they would have to take either interior O-line or right tackle. But they also don't have a lot of edge depth because they traded away Brian Burns.
Yeah, but
I
we don't
think-
have like. There's no edges like
Left.
that or
That are premier.
Eldrick Falk.
I
Yeah.
think, in my world, I think you hear da-na-na, and then the lights just go down. And here comes out Greg Olson. And he says,
Gee
with the
whiz.
19th pick, we're taking Kenyon Sadiq.
And Young should lead.
And he's the future.
I don't think he's going. I don't think they're going tight end. I think they have much bigger needs.
I can totally see
Their
them.
defense is solid.
Bro, you have a 5'9" quarterback. They're going offensive line.
Freeling?
Quarterback is my height.
So we're taking Freeling?
I don't think he's lasting this long. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a world that he is there.
Well, apparently he is, because in our world, he's there.
In our world, he
Well, in our world, the Jets also reached for Ty Simpson. So,
Ty Simpson with 16th overall.
And in our world, there's already 17 picks that didn't go to Chiefs, and I don't know. That's kind of odd to me.
I can totally see Freeling going here if he's available.
Freeling, let's do
Yeah,
it.
just off
Locking
the
it
line.
in.
Just the best
Now-
player available type of thing.
Yeah.
The
Okay, and then they're going
2032
CJ
Super
Allen.
Bowl champions,
CJ Allen,
TJ Allen.
1,000%, bro. They have to get a line.
Is that the new Micah?
I don't think they have to
Hopefully
get a linebacker. They have Nick Bolton.
Oh,
I was talking Cowboys. That
All
was
right,
Cowboys
Pittsburgh
pick.
Steelers.
Yeah.
This is one that you got to have the fans. The fans home. They're on home turf.
yeah,
They're not
taking
picking
Matthew.
quarterback.
Steelers,
They're not taking.
they might
not-
take
they're-
Jordan Tyson.
They're definitely not.
Oh, wait, no, they got Pittman.
They're not going. Yeah, it's like they're definitely not
They
going.
might need a
wide receiver.
quarterback though.
Safety.
Is this where Tyson? Oh wait, no,
I
Ty
think-
Simpson already went. By
I think
They're
they're
going
gonna
to start
rock
Will
out.
Howard.
Yeah, they're gonna run.
Oh yeah, well I
Sometimes.
forget Will Howard's there. Will Howard. Will I mean
I said he was gonna be the
I-
best one from the class.
Who's in their who's
Will-
up secondary?
Will Howard.
That safety for
Literally-
Toledo. I think that's a good pick.
Ooh.
But don't the Steelers
Sounds
have?
like
Yeah.
a Steelers ass pick.
Well,
Don't
look
the
at
Steelers have the
this.
safeties?
Like everything that it says on their needs is literally offense: QB, RB, guard,
I
tackle.
don't think they need a QB though.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's
but they do need a
available.
lot of offense.
I think Will Howard honestly could be the next Josh Allen if they just let the man rock. He's got that in
SMU.
him.
There's no offensive lineman here. Like there's a guy from Clemson there.
Ooh, has he
There's
started?
so many
Is
edges.
he starting his second career? Omar Cooper? Is that Omari Cooper?
Mark Cooper.
I can. They
I think
really
that's
might
a
just.
Steelers ass pick right there. Like
Yeah.
safety.
Who's their
safety?
safeties now? I think,
Exactly,
don't
bro.
they have good safeties now? Am I
But
tweaking?
wouldn't we be able to think of one of them?
No, because I just traded away Minka.
I think they go safety.
Minka's gone.
He's at Pittsburgh.
Didn't somebody just retire?
They have Deshaun Elliott, DeMonte Kazi. Oh shit! Yeah, they really might take that safety.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, yeah, they're taking the safety. Lock it up.
And then they just have somebody retire too. That
Probably. I don't keep up with the Steelers.
Nobody keeps up with the Steelers.
We'll have to ask them when we get
we're
there.
going with it. Boom. Los Angeles Chargers. Who's Chargers?
They're
gonna take?
taking that. They might take that tight end, but they
Jordan.
might not.
No,
Well,
I take Jordan Tyson.
I was gonna say, I think Jordan
They're
Tyson.
taking
They
Jordan
need
Tyson.
another good receiver.
They're taking Jordan Tyson, definitely.
Yeah.
They have Rondé Gadsden in their back pocket.
Then you got the Eagles.
Eagles.
All right, I don't care. It's a mock draft, but we're going.
Tight ends. Kenyon Sadiq.
They have
Oh
Goddard.
man.
Do what?
They have Goddard.
And they're about to trade away A.J. Brown.
Well, they already signed Hollywood.
Oh, that's true. They did.
And
Yeah, so they
Wicks, right? Signed Wicks.
Yeah, they-
Wicks. Yeah.
Don't
So,
take
They
not gonna go
They
wide
let go
receiver.
of Reid Blankenship.
yeah.
There is a need in the
Is there
safety
any white
department.
safeties available? You know the Eagles love them.
Yeah, there's a need in the secondary department for the Eagles.
It's really like nothing, dude.
Oh, he's definitely Caleb. That sounds like I'm just kidding.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Let's see, wide receiver tackle.
Is there any
edge,
Georgia
safety.
players available?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Where's the nearest Georgia player? Oh, Christian
Who's it?
Miller.
Who's the next best wide
That's
receiver? Is it
interior
KJ?
line.
It's not
They love to
KJ or
take that.
KC Concepcion. No way.
Yeah, I don't think they need anything on D line. They got Carter and what's
Yeah.
his face? What's the other one? Davis.
Jordan Davis.
Yep.
I think
they'll
go
take
tight
a.
end.
They don't need a tight end.
Yeah, they have more pressing needs. Do they reach O-line and do what they did with Lane Johnson?
And Lane Johnson's the he's the
Converted
truth.
quarterback Lane Johnson.
Well, yeah, and Lane Johnson's starting to have old problems.
Yeah.
Back issues.
Do you think they're going to reach on a lineman here?
I can totally see him taking a tackle because that's the Eagles thing to
Especially
do.
if they know something back like that. If they get it, if they have
Clemson tackle.
Blake Miller.
Yeah, let's
Boom.
do it.
Blake Miller to the Eagles.
Cleveland
sounds like an
Browns
Eagles
back
pick.
on.
The Browns. Okay.
Well,
They're not going to go that tight end.
But what
'cause
if they-
have Harold Fannin?
Yeah.
They're going to go Keldrick Falk or
Njoku's
Harrell.
gone, ain't he? He's free agent still.
AJ Terrell.
I could see him taking the Avion Terrell or
That's AJ Terrell's brother.
or that other Colton Hood. Oh shit, Colton Hood.
Colton Hood.
Colton Suburbs.
Where's Colton Hood at?
Should be down there.
Are we going back-to-back Clemson picks here?
There we go. There's
It
Colton.
appears we are.
Cornerback? Do they need that though?
No, Colton Hood is Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
And
need a corner.
Deshaun
Who do
Watson's
they
coming
have at
back.
corner?
Deshaun Watson's coming back with vengeance.
They have Ward. They let go of one of them and they traded for the Jaguars guy. Their defense is really
Their
good.
defense is good.
Yeah, it's like
Do they go
It's still-
top.
Who-
Yeah.
Do they go Concepcion
I
then?
think we already took an offensive lineman for them.
Do they go?
They do need
Concepcion?
a wide receiver.
Yeah,
KC
we can go
Concepcion.
KC.
Yeah, I like that.
Is there
Or
any other-
he is a fifth
Boston
round.
from Washington.
What about Omar
Cooper?
Trey Boston.
Let's go
fits-
Omar Cooper.
Trey Boston or Omar Cooper fit the bill way more. KC Concepcion is a 5'9" wide receiver. The Browns are not picking him.
Let's go Omar Cooper.
Omar Cooper
Oh,
going to the Browns.
I can kind of see the Trey Boston picking
Where are your
him.
Bears
Okay,
going?
we got the Bears.
Where are your Bears
Oh,
going?
Probably
God.
Keldrick Falk.
Yeah.
What all
No,
the
'cause we
Bears
have
need?
Montez
They need a
Sweat
quarterback. They need a running
and
back.
Austin
They need
Hooker.
Wide
they need-
receivers.
they
How
need
how
wide
you guys?
receivers.
You guys
They
need
need
wide receivers because DJ
they
Moore's
need a
gone.
coach. They need they need
How far is
I need cheerleaders.
Pat?
oh
Pat, what's his nuts? The D tackle out of Clemson. How far is he down the board?
D tackle out of Clemson.
Yeah, TJ Parker.
TJ Parker.
They're taking TJ Parker.
You
And they're
think so?
moving him in the nose.
All right.
Let's do it.
There's
Boom.
Our Bears expert right there.
Buffalo Bills. All right. This
They're
is
going
where
to trade
they.
their pick to the Chiefs.
They're either going to pick him or if that safety from Toledo's still there, they're going to pick him.
I can see him going with that Keldrick Falk.
I mean, yeah. They
At
got.
this point, it's best player available almost.
They don't need a
I
tight
can't believe
end for
Sadiq
sure.
is still on our board. Somebody's
Well,
going
I
to take
think the
him.
Bills are good on top.
I don't know.
They got
I know where he's
Dawson
going.
Knox.
He's going next pick.
They got Dawson.
Oh wait, no, 3 more
Knox,
picks away.
Kincaid. So yeah, they're not going.
Is that Travis? Is
They're not going to
Sadiq about to be Travis Kelsey's replace? Like
They
About
could
to
bring him
be.
in the mentor.
They might
Yeah,
do some
that's what I'm
dumb
saying.
shit and go Concepcion, dude.
bring in another wide receiver.
Yeah.
what?
Right.
What are the Bills? What are the Bills gonna do?
Do they go? No, they're not going to go wide receiver because they just picked up DJ
I
Moore.
mean, what about?
The
Somebody
Bills-
get edges left.
The Bills
Keldrick
have
Falk and
AJ
Howell.
Epinesa and who's that other guy they have on the D line who's really good?
Is there anybody like? Is Terrell? Is he? I wonder if there's a corner that they might convert to like a safety. Or like take like
Avion Terrell's undersized.
okay, what
He's
would
like
be,
6 foot.
Would be him then. Colton Hood, how is he?
He's pretty good, dude.
Great question. I'm going to look up builds right now.
So what is your height and weight?
Which you don't realize it's in his recent searches.
Colton Hood is also 6 foot.
How long is he?
How many inches are we working with today?
And Avion Terrell's 5'11". Yeah.
How about
At this point, his best player available.
how about Falk?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like Kendrick Fogg just because they have Bosa and he's old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't re-signed Bosa yet. I mean,
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Bosa's
Yeah, so
still-
let's go Falk then.
Yeah, he was on a 1-year
Keep
deal,
it.
if I remember right.
Let's go Keldrick.
What are the
That's it.
Niners going to do, though?
Niners, ooh.
I do
Cap
see.
space. Cap
This
space
is
doesn't exist.
speaking of Bosa. I see Bosa ended up taking like a cheap deal to go to 49ers.
The Niners are going to do some weird shit.
But I see that happening because both brothers get to play with each
How is
other.
their secondary?
Whoa.
I think they go probably Cashius Howell here. I really do.
You think
Who
so?
else do they have? They have.
That's what I'm saying.
shit.
That's where
They have Nick Bosa?
Both
Shock
I
yourself,
think,
big doggy?
I think
No,
Joey
it's
comes to the
about this.
49ers. I think they get Joey. Think about it. Joey is on the verge of retiring. Like you said, he's old as shit. It's like play one more year,
With
play
your
with your
brother.
brother. Take a. Hey, sounds like some stuff to do down in Blanchard, but it's,
Don't have a-
but take a veteran deal, go down 49ers world, and play a year with your brother. And
Do they go? Are they going to go tight end?
No,
Let
that Kittle.
Kittle think Kittle's going to be serviceable for a few more years?
Yeah.
Kittle's.
He's going to be good for at least half a
I watched
Yeah,
that.
I
I
can
watched
see
that
him
man
taking
drink
time.
beer this weekend.
I really could see him.
Watched that man
taking
drink
Steve.
multiple beers this weekend. He's
He's
good
in
for.
prime playing.
He's good for
I
another
mean,
10.
He's got it in him.
But Shanahan could do some weird shit with formations.
Yeah.
And scheming Kenyon
Double.
Sadiq.
Well, they have that other, like, Kill's always hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, injury. prone.
every year he misses like 5 games.
So does he take Kenyon
It's
Sadiq?
either Cashius Howell or
Sadiq.
yeah, or Kenyon Sadiq.
Let's go Howell here because I like the idea of an edge.
All right.
Yeah, I like the idea
Yeah.
of somebody pairing.
I
up
agree.
with
And then
Mendoza.
Joey's going to the Chiefs. I like it. I like it.
Texans.
Texans.
Texans. They
Not-
might take
not
Sadiq.
defense.
Dalton Schultz is.
They are taking
booty
Sadiq.
cheek.
Actually.
They are.
Yeah.
Sadiq.
Yeah,
All right.
they're taking
Sadiq is
on
He's
my-
there,
Sadiq is
they're
gone.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
And now-
contingent.
Probably.
Rams back
Who do
up.
we have them picking?
We've picked so far
Sonny Styles with the trade.
Mansoor, and what was the other? Oh, because it was.
Is this the Rams pick?
Rams have first-round picks. They have 2 first-round picks. That's impressive for the Rams.
Man, we had the Rams pick. They just traded for Trent McDuffie. We had him draft Mansour
Cowboys have the
Delane.
Rams pick.
I definitely.
Or not? No, the Chiefs have the Rams.
Do we take
that's right.
Do we take a Caden McDonald right here? I mean, help out
Chris Jones.
good old Chris
Oh,
Jones.
it's the Chiefs. Okay, sorry, kind of stupid.
Or we take
that's
a corner to like
Old Trent McDuffie.
because
Because you already have a corner. I don't think you take 2.
man,
I think guys need to probably pick up a quarterback last game.
Low key Trey Boston.
ooh, what about Emmanuel? I mean, that's we need some help on the O line.
Low key Trey
We
Boston has
need
a lot
we
of
need
good
one
on
more
film.
O lineman. Oh, does this guy or Max? Is there a guy that? That's what I would, because Andy Reid's known for that. I
Yeah,
mean,
go tackle.
of switching it up, like even if they're coming in as a tackle, if he needs them on the other side. I mean, look at Joe Thuney.
Yeah, he literally played what? He played left tackle in
I
college.
think he played. Yeah, well, I think Joe
He went
Thuney
to
for the
college.
Chiefs alone played almost every
Yeah, he
spot.
played every spot except
He
right
played.
tackle.
Yeah, he played
Yeah.
center. He played like.
He played center, both guards, and left tackle.
Yeah,
Played left tackle in Super Bowl.
and then he went up to the Bears and doing good up there now.
My goat, Joe
I
Tooney.
think I could see an O line.
Okay.
What about Trey Boston?
Let's go line.
I think. The Chiefs fan says O-line.
We
I
need
can do that.
We needed 2 defensive
And we
guys.
got
And then
the water mammals, the
Water
old Dolphins.
Miami.
is this? Do you think? Is this where Dolphins trade their pick away to
Not
you know,
Trey.
the Chiefs?
spend more on their cap?
Who did they go with?
Maybe they trade for somebody that's expensive. That way they can, bite into their, they've already spent enough.
That's terrible.
Spend a little bit more.
They need like everything. What's top?
Why does it not say quarterback on here though? Right now, they also do need a quarterback.
Yeah, they
I mean,
do.
Malik Willis will be serviceable for this
They'll
year.
probably take Avion Terrell if he's here.
Yeah, I forget.
Who did they take? Who did we have them taking
He's serviceable.
before though? Because they had another pick.
I'm pretty sure we haven't taken like D-line.
Ruben Bain.
Yeah, we haven't taken D-line.
Hell yeah.
So we could go Avion.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's best player available.
Yeah, and they need secondary bad.
31. We got the
Patriots.
Patriots.
What do the Patriots need? Quarterback asking.
Tackle D-line. Oh, yeah, they need a linebacker bad. Like all their linebackers left in the offseason.
Well, who's the best
I can see
available
taking
linebacker?
them the best available, like one of these D tackles here.
Think so?
The Florida guy or the Ohio
Or there's
State
Peter
guy.
Wood down
Yeah,
there, too.
I think this is
Peter
time. There's 3 of them. I think you go interior D line.
Yeah.
Which one do you think they take? Or do they go a wide receiver because they need a wide receiver? Denzel Boston.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think they do.
Diggs is
But
gone.
is this where they take their wide?
They just picked up Dobbs in the offseason.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they did take him.
So yeah,
So, yeah, they don't
scratch
need
that idea. Yeah,
Best available D tackle?
Yeah,
Caden.
yeah, just go with it. Go with the old Ohio State.
last
You can't
pick.
go wrong with
Seattle
Ohio State.
Super Bowl
Seahawks.
champs.
They'll probably go interior D line as well.
Does Cooper Kupp come back?
Even if it
Yeah.
does, it doesn't matter. He sucks.
I'm saying maybe they pick up like Denzel
They
Boston.
really might pick up. Okay, Denzel Boston is like, if I'm correct about who I think this is, he's 6'4". He's a crazy like high ball receiver. And-
it's all locked because we didn't want to pay for it.
Because we want to pay for it.
Denzel Boston, he is 6'4", 209.
Yeah, he's a
This
jump
man
ball
knows
receiver.
this man knows men really well.
Dude,
He said if it's,
specialty.
if it's the guy that I was studying up and down, he's 6'4".
Dude, if you see a dude, Addy knows the length of that dude.
Girth
I
and
didn't
tonnage.
Exactly. Hey,
I
man.
can calculate the girth and tonnage.
Girth Brooks
He's like-
over here.
He's like, if it's the guy I think of, he's 6'4", loves canes. He's
You got me.
Likes me a little. No.
his favorite flower is
He was kind of an
is a
asshole.
daylily.
He loves petunia. No, but yeah, no, he's
He just likes guys.
he's a crazy high ball receiver, and he would pair really well with JSN, especially since JSN and Cooper Kupp
You
are
mean
basically the same receiver. One's
the-
just older.
Emerald
Yeah.
City route artist.
The Emerald City route artist. Dude.
Ekra.
Ekra.
So yeah,
Let's
so we're
sacrifice
going
that.
with Denzel Boston.
Yeah, I can totally
Yeah.
see Denzel Boston going
All
to
right.
the
There's
Seahawks.
our first down. Now let's look at
No, do you like the first 15 in the second round? First half?
I mean, at this point,
We totally can. I'm
let's
down.
just analyze what we have. Let's
see.
analyze.
Is there anything we'd take back? It's too late to take
Ty
back.
Simpson. No.
That's probably the most unrealistic.
Well,
move.
no, because they're.
It's a Jets move. Never mind. I'll take it
So
back.
to give a quick rundown, I'm gonna let somebody else pronounce all those names.
Dude, so first was the Raiders. It was Fernando Mendoza.
I think that's locked. in.
Yeah.
And we done had the Jets at the Arvell Reese.
Yeah, I think that one's
Yeah.
pretty much locked in too.
We have at 3 is Sonny Styles.
Going to the Chiefs.
Yeah, Paul
Going to
says
the Chiefs.
But
Chiefs.
I could see a world. I'm gonna start saying that way too. Yeah. I could see a world instead of Sonny Styles, we take Caleb Downs.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I can see that
Okay.
too.
I think
Jeremiah Love to the
those two
Titans.
could
I love
flip.
that one.
Jeremiah Love to the Titans.
Yeah.
That one's almost a lock. Francis Mauigoa to the. What team is that?
Giants.
The Giants? Yeah, I can see that one too.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a world.
David Bailey, Browns.
Yep.
He's not going past 6. Like
Right.
Caleb
just not man-
Downs, Saints. No, that's Cornell Tate, Saints. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs to Washington. Washington.
Washington.
That
But I
whole
think-
football team.
See, I
Tell me
know
there's-
I hate talking about the Chiefs so much, but I could see another.
There's a
flip.
world.
Like Carnell Tate, I could see that being their first pick. I mean, one of those. I just think the Chiefs' first pick is going to be Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs or Carnell Tate. That's for sure.
I hope
That's
they, I hope they
fair.
get none of them.
I know that would be some crazy shit.
Hope they get none.
No. Chiefs took away all our picks to pay thanks to the Bills.
They're picking up Joey
I
Bosa,
don't know.
3 first round.
Christian Okoye is announcing the pick. And the Chiefs select at number 3, Ty Simpson.
Paul's just losing it on camera.
You just be like, yeah.
Yeah, if that happened, cameras off. Cameras off.
Bullshit. We're going
Go.
home.
And I can't wait to be at that draft and just boo whoever the Cowboys take, even if they trade up and get Styles. I'm booing so hard, dude.
You gotta set the
With
tone
your
early.
cowboy shirt on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta set the tone
I like it.
early. Let them know.
Yeah.
With your cowboy hard hat on as well.
Yes, dude.
All
I'll
of
be
it.
full Joel dirted out, dude.
You're gonna bring the hard hat?
I am.
Hell yeah.
And then at pick 9, we have the Chiefs taking Mansour Delane.
Yep, it's happening.
Yep.
And then after
Yep.
that, this is where our spicy picks start. We have
we
the
had
Giants taking
Ty
Makai Lemon.
Lemon right there. That's the next Amon Ra right there.
And then we have Ruben Bain falling to the Eagles because of
No, that was
draft
Dolphins.
concerns. Or, sorry, Dolphins because of draft concerns. And
Cowboys took Thieneman.
yeah, Cowboys taking Thieneman, is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have the Rams taking,
Tackle.
Spencer Fano.
You got to protect old
I
man
think that one's
Stafford.
about a 98% lock in.
Yeah. Same with this Ravens guard.
He's going to be like the next Andrew
Because if
Whitworth
this
for no
guard
reason.
lasts, I think the Lions will take him at 17.
Yeah, the Lions need guard.
Yeah. The Lions always want offensive linemen. It's Dan
Bucks
Campbell,
taking
bro.
Jamad McCoy.
You need big men to
Or
bite
they
kneecaps.
think he's going to be the next McCoy.
Next, Gerald McCoy. Hell
Colt
yeah.
McCoy. Hook 'em hard, boy.
And then here's our next spicy pick. We got Ty Simpson
Colt-
going to
He's not going.
Yeah.
Colt
He is
was
not
good. He
going
just
at
didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah, he is.
He got
Ty
plenty of
Simpson's not
opportunity.
going at 16.
Can you be
you
sure?
You don't think the Jets take?
It's the Jets. Never mind. I take everything I said back.
I think that I would not be surprised at all.
I really think the Jets, because the Jets know. Yes, they got Geno, but Geno is not.
He's not taking him to the promised
He's
land.
not taking him to the promised land. And
But he
Jets
might.
know that there's only a few options in the draft for QB, and they got to make a move for somebody.
They have to try one of them.
They've either got to trade their 16th
You're-
pick
you're
away
the
for
guy.
somebody
I'm pretty sure those guys.
which Malik's not going to go anywhere because the Dolphins just
6'5". He's just
traded
6'5".
just signed him. But
They're 6'7", 350.
they'd have to do something like that. They'd have to trade for a
man,
Malik
it's
or
cheap.
something, or they're going. I feel confident.
Bro.
I'd almost put money in Vegas on that right there.
That Ty,
The Ty Simpson goes to
You'd win
Jets.
some on that.
I really feel like it's
then-
going to be the curveball that happens.
And then we have the Lions taking Caden Proctor. The only thing I would change about that pick is they might take a smaller tackle and move them inside. They really might, because they had center issues last year. And Caden Proctor is 6'7".
it's a whole lot of man.
He's not going to be converted to anything other than the other side tackle. And then we have
Going to the Vikings.
Akeem Mazador going to the Vikings.
And I think we also have that Addison's going to the eye doctor after this. 'Cause
Yes.
he has had
Sweet Jesus,
like,
brother, where you like?
Hey, sideways.
Hey, your phone smells good, Paul. We had, that tackle, Freeling going to the Panthers, CJ Allen to the boys.
you said, bro, you got to lock it in.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren going to the Steelers, which if he doesn't go to the Steelers, he's going to the Bears. I promise. Anyway, and then after that Steelers pick, we
Jordan
have
Tyson, I see that on Chargers. That's a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, the Titans need more wide receivers. They
Blake
just
Miller
have one.
to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to help Jalen any, but
Hey now,
it's once episode we got throw some shade towards Hurts. But
We have
got-
Omar Cooper. That's another
Cooper.
spicy one. Going
Gonna-
to the Browns.
going to be
see it.
Amari Cooper 2.0 coming
That's
into
what
the
they're hoping
Browns.
for.
Really might, yeah.
That's why he's a junior.
So why is he junior? Then we got TJ Parker going to the Bears. I think they're going to convert him to more of an inside player. If you've seen TJ Parker,
They're doing conversion.
bigger guy.
therapy.
conversion
He's
therapy
like-
over there in the.
I'm pretty sure he's what? Like, TJ Parker's 6'2", like 330 something.
You're the guy who's supposed to know, guys.
Look it up. Look it up.
Oh, he knows.
Keldrick
And then-
Falk
yeah,
to
Kendrick
those
Falk.
big-
CJ Parker football. No.
See the other one.
TJ Parker.
My mistake. 6'4", 260.
It's a big man.
He is.
It's a lot
How
of
many hell have I in life? I hope you're
Kendrick
happy.
Falk going to the Bills. I think
Yeah, the old
Seeing him fall. that
Falky
much would be
boy,
crazy.
the next great Falk.
Then we got the Niners taking.
Cassius, Howell.
I just don't
Yep.
see it happening. I see Joey. Joey's going there.
That's fair. They really might take a wide receiver there. The Niners are really wide receiver weak.
A lot of these are just like they
You
got to
want Mike
take
Evans there
somebody.
now?
Yeah.
Like
Because you got Ricky Pearsall,
There's-
which I think
There's
he's
not very many people wanting to move up in
underutilized.
this draft.
Mike
You're
Evans
gonna be
was
able to
too
trade out of
prone
it.
to be consistent.
If you're
last
trading
year.
up, you're going
He got
top
injured like
five.
what? He
Yeah.
got, how many times Mike Evans get injured last year, bro?
Well,
Like
now-
four?
Bro, he played like 3-4 games.
But now
played
he's close to the.
six.
But now he's close to the power plant. So
He's gonna get powers.
tackle going to the Chiefs.
I see
Avion
that.
Terrell to the
Avion
Dolphins.
Terrell to the Dolphins. Another pick for the Dolphins that I really think is a lock, to be honest. And then we have going to
Interior D
boys.
line to the that's Patriots.
Oh, I can't see shit.
Yeah, we already knew.
Dude, can we get
and then
We need to
and
get
the last one,
clear sight to
We
spawn
need to
tracks?
get
We
the
need
boys some
leash.
eye insurance.
and then we got Denzel Boston to the Seahawks.
Yeah,
another wide
Seahawks.
receiver. to
I
the
think that's pretty
Seahawks.
solid. I think we're definitely going to screenshot this and see how we did, see where we
If we
rank.
can
I
at
bet we
least-
got
If we can go a third,
60%. I bet we got 60%.
I was saying like 30%.
Honestly, the only picks that I see not hitting
Ty Simpson.
No,
Yeah.
Ty Simpson is happening.
I'm
telling
not.
you,
I'm
it is
not
happening.
on that train.
I'm on your side there. I think
It's
they're going to
happening.
do some Jet shit.
They really will.
It's a very.
It's either going to be that or they're going to trade
And Ty
out.
Sorry, I'm
Simpson-
thinking with too much common
And
sense.
Ty Simpson's going to
Yeah.
be like every
That's what
Alabama
thinking like a
quarterback, and
Jet.
he's absolute
Bro, that man
trash.
that owns them is crazy, dude. Woody,
Woody Harris.
is it Woody Allen?
Is it Woody Allen?
But I mean, but every Alabama quarterback ends up
Woody
being a
Johnson.
bust.
Playing the
It's Woody Johnson. I think it is.
Sorry, I got to hit that once. No, I got to hit that once.
Yeah,
a pause.
every-
It's the Jets.
Gary Vee.
Mayfield.
He said he's going to buy him one day.
Woody Johnson, dude. I told you.
Woody Allen.
Woody Johnson. Such a fucking innuendo.
Woody Johnson. Bro's
yeah.
name is John.
I think that's a pretty solid draft. We're going to see how we did.
Sneaky's dad.
What
name.
Tatum, you've been studying pretty heavy what there is to do at the draft.
Oh, dude, be on the lookout. Rip Smacker's 40-yard dash coming up. I'm hoping to get under 6. That's the plan.
What do you think? All four of us are running it. You are too.
You are too.
And you are too.
Dude, what do you think, Braden? What do you
What,
think you got?
What
What
time?
you got in you?
What time are you thinking you're getting?
Probably like a 6'3".
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work.
You're
What do
gonna
you-
crush it.
What do you think?
I'm 6 foot flat. Yeah, I am. Actually.
I'm 6 foot
You ain't
flat.
hitting 6 foot flat. You ain't.
Dude, I'm getting 6.
Look,
Six.
Dude,
If
at
the
least
sticks-
6. At least 6, Tatum.
I know.
At
it's like-
least 6. I think you might be on the upside
Dude,
of 7.
listen, 40 yards. I'm gonna give it everything I got.
I got
and then
you.
I'm done for the rest of the day.
6'6". I'm giving you 6'6".
Okay.
And that's being generous.
All right, then what do you got, Pauly G?
5 flat. It's happening.
5 flat. We're not 5 flat in it.
It's happening.
Joe, where are we going?
I'm bringing sneakers just to make sure.
I
How
think
we
it'll.
feeling, Joe?
I want it to be 4'7", but it's probably.
They're gonna see me on the parking lot later.
All right,
stretch
look, I'm
probably
going to be
5.
completely honest. If I get a good stretch and the stance feels right, I'm running a sub 5. If not, 5'3".
Okay. All right.
Max
All right.
5'4",
I
That's
want
it.
to get under.
I do
5. That's my goal,
I
get
do see
under
a
5.
world where that's my new word. I'm actually I already filed the copyright.
Yeah.
Like,
Next time we'll say you're gonna pay royalties.
But,
So be on the lookout for that.
but no, I do see me taking off and not wanting to stay like in
I see you taking
form.
off and falling flat on your
So,
face.
I end up standing straight up because I'm like, yep, my backside stands straight up, and then I run like a 5'3".
There's gonna be a field goal kick. I could probably go if I had like 10 attempts, I could probably shoot about.
Have you ever kicked a
50%.
field goal?
Yes, one time. That's all I needed.
I could see a world where
Y'all keep hating on me.
No,
Let me
it-
have my delusional confidence.
I'm draining it right down the middle,
I actually believe that. Wholeheartedly.
and I'm gonna.
What about you, Joel?
No.
Where is your kick?
field goal, dude.
It's a college PAT.
The only thing I'll be kicking is beers down my throat.
I'm gonna walk in there like I own the, and I'm just gonna grab the kickstand and everything and just move it back and take off walking back. They're gonna have like stuff set up like the barriers and everything. I'm gonna start opening them up and say grab that side, open this up.
Move it.
And then he sinks it wide.
And Pat McAfee standing right there just to roast me.
Mike on and all. Mike on his head. I don't know what he thought he was doing.
That would be that guy. They'd be like, "You're kicking this kick for 200,000." I'd be like, "We're backing up. Come on, let's."
And then you just
And then shake it. And
blow
like,
it,
That's
dude.
terrible.
But no, definitely, we're gonna drain the field goal kick. What else is there to
think it's
do?
gonna be-
Vertical.
Oh yeah, there's the vertical. I'm not even
Vertical jump. Hey, don't bring your girlfriends for the vertical jump, boys.
He said it is a highest jumping contest. I'm getting all the ladies.
Dude, I'll be the highest jumping white boy that's 5'9".
Joe was in the movie.
Yeah.
I made the movie about him.
I feel like,
Oh, what did they say? White men can't
I
jump.
feel like my vertical would be pretty
Joel
weak.
wasn't
honestly. I haven't practiced for it in a while, you know?
I'm just gonna
Wesley
tell the
Snipes
girls-
made you.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a couple of ladies and be like, probably only get like 20 inches here, like no big deal. And then I go get 30. Boom. That's what's gonna happen.
Nah, I'm
I'm
not
gonna go
built to
find
get
the
off
family
ground.
restroom. You know what I'm saying?
In the back of your brain, you'll jump and you'll know, but you'll be like, you'll jump like 30 inches and then you'll be like, but that was only 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not like that.
Is there like a 3-cone drill? If
It's
there's
probably
a,
like
if there's
15,
a
and then
3-cone
they'll be
drill,
like,
oh,
wait,
I'm
if he thinks
demolishing you
that's
all.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, he said it was 4.
Like, there's none of the stop and start drills that they do with the.
Nah, I think it's just.
Is there a ladder? If there's a ladder, I'm ready for it.
Dude, if there is a competition, dude, I want to be on the leaderboard for the 40.
Yeah, well, I
Like-
wonder if they will post it, have it up there, if it's just kind of.
I'm sure there's gonna be
It's gonna
some
be like
sort
an
of
arcade game. You get a 3 initial name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put ass.
Bring a birth certificate that has the initials ASS.
So if you go up there and you get drafted, you do the little draft deal.
Yeah.
Could you pick the team you don't want to go to and just make a big tantrum?
I'm pulling Eli Manning.
Like say you go up there and then you see it and you're like, you throw like a massive fit.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
Little strike.
I wonder on the screen is just like, you've been drafted by accept Eli Manning option. I'll push the Eli Manning option every time. I'm not playing.
Is that it? All that there's to do there?
As of right now,
might tour the stadium if we can.
Yeah. There's going to be the Bud Light Beer Hall where they're going to have activities going on over there.
You could do
That's
things
where you're gonna
that you
find
could do
Joe.
anywhere, like jumping jacks with the beer hall. Yeah,
You can do that in the beer
Okay.
hall?
I don't know.
There's going
Jumping
to
jacks.
be a keg wall.
You can do jumping jacks anywhere, technically.
I think after this, I'm literally going to put a screw there because this is the second episode where Tatum just keeps pulling on that.
I'm not picking at it, man.
Wait.
It's not a scab. Stop
but,
picking at it.
But yeah, we're going to be connecting with Hometown, connecting with Crip and Rippin' while we're there.
Dude, it's gonna be connected.
It's going to be a
We'll
good
be in
time.
there.
Get a good episode out of that. Yeah, I think the episode with Hometown is going to be pretty solid. Beck's Break's going to be there.
Most viewed podcast episode ever.
Yeah.
Hometown.
But anything else y'all want to add on this thing?
Dude.
Oh, UFC this weekend. Gilbert Burns retired. That's all. It was UFC Winnipeg. It was a Canada card. Mike Malott won. He's now a prospect. There's your UFC news for the week. You're welcome.
And we all knew what that meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to UFC.
So you said
Channel
UFC Canada. I felt like it was pretty soft fights. Was it pretty soft?
Went to Sir.
It was unexpectedly kind of action packed, especially for a Canada card, because the Canada cards are usually like that.
Well,
It's a lot of Canadian prospects, and there's not a lot of Canadian prospects.
Isn't,
Like if you have somebody in
Canada
name,
responsible for the Geneva Convention, dude?
somebody tell George St. Pierre.
Is there a world where
They're doing chemical
two Canadians
UFC,
get in the ring and they just hug instead of fight?
I
Like,
hope so. I hope so.
and they hold each other's hands up. We
I
win.
think that's how their training goes, actually.
We win.
There are no losers here. Participation trophy. Participation trophy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Another fantastic episode.
Dude.
Smack Talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smack talk.
That was Smack Talk. It was.
Dude, we done talked a bunch of smack, boys.
We did talk draft and what's going to happen.
We done did it, dude. LGBTSMACK. You know what I'm saying?
First American gang. We love y'all. We'll see y'all. Where's maybe an episode at the draft.
The draft.
The draft.
Maybe do some live streaming from the draft and
Ooh,
yeah,
that'd
be
be
a
so
good time.
You heard him, man. You heard him.
I appreciate you, Risk.
Love you guys.
break.
Oh.
Take
Later.
it easy. Bring like one jersey
Yeah.
up there.